Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today it's the sweet life at Nothing Bundt Cakes, and I prepare a rich and delicious chocolate zucchini bread. But first, it's like a scene from a movie, the picturesque Brandt's apple orchard in Ashtabula. Well, there are many draws here at Brandt's apple farm, but let me tell you, the donuts are one of them. Made on site, these are their apple cider donuts. Ugh, delicious. I'm having the one with the cinnamon sugar. But this really is an experience. We are gonna go out into the orchards. I'm gonna take a little hay ride. We're also gonna learn how to pick apples, and we're just gonna tour this wonderful facility.
Can anybody guess how many trees are out here? Any number. Pick a number.
We have a 45, yes.
45?
3,000.
Getting closer.
4,200.
Perfect. There's about 4,200 apple trees out here. That is a number they gave me.
So, the variety that we're going to talk about today and that we're going to pick are Empire apples, okay? Everybody turn around, wave to the hay wagon. This one's red and this one is
Green.
not red and green, right? So, these are the same variety of apple, okay? There's a natural spot on the stem between the apple and the apple bud that's supposed to break free. Keeps the stem in the apple and it keeps the bud on the tree, so that bud will produce fruit next year. An apple bud will produce fruit about 8 to 10 years before it will not produce fruit anymore. Go out and take your hand like you're lifting up something that's very delicate, and you lift it up in the air and then you roll it over the branch. If I'm going to pick this guy right here, I'm going to come up, lift, roll it up, and it magically just pops right off.
And then he said, all I gotta do is hold it and then bring it over.
That was
and
pretty
there
good.
it goes, right there, see?
This apple bin was full this morning, full of apples. It went in this float tank over there. So as I'm speaking, you can look at the pictures behind you. Well, the apples have been outside all summer and they haven't had a bath. So they're gonna go in this float tank and they're gonna take a bath. They're gonna ride this conveyor belt. They're gonna go in this washer and they get all scrubbed up, okay? They get dried in the dryer, and after they go through the dryer, like an apple like this is big enough, okay? It's gonna ride the chain, and it's gonna end up on that table down there that spins around. I'll show you there in a minute. So that way we don't have to touch every single apple. That's gonna automatically sort them by size, okay? This cider press is what we used to use to make cider. We don't anymore. But this cider press was built in 1895, so if you do your math, that's over 130 years old. Press out all the juice from all the apples, and it would collect on this table until it got to a certain level, and then there's plugs on the table. Whoop. We pull a plug, goes out, it goes into a holding tank, and then it would be sent to our jugger. And so since we don't use this anymore, this is our new press right here. As you can see, it's a tad bit smaller. And it's a tad more mobile, okay? So when we decide to make cider, we'll move it out of this room into another area.
This is where our bakery used to be until we expanded, so this is now our cash register area. So we have lots of different products that are apple related, syrups and just apple crisp mix, apple butter, local honey,
And then how many varieties do you sell at one time in the store?
Well, in total we have 27 varieties, but it just depends on when they come in. So, in the beginning we only have like 2 varieties that first, week that we're open, but as the apples are ready, they come in. So people ask, why don't you have Macintosh all the time? Once they're sold out, they're sold out.
They're sold out.
And then we also have Asian pears. So right now, the Asian pear that we have is the Chidora, and we have 3 varieties of Asian pears. So it bites like an apple, but it tastes like a pear. As far as donuts go, we make a ton of donuts. Our famous donut is our apple cider donut. We will do a variety of different ones. We'll do like blueberry, cherry, pumpkin. We glaze them. We might make today's special snickerdoodle. So we have so many different varieties of donuts that we do make. So. We're making caramel apples.
Wow, are you a professional?
I am today.
Now, Jen, you aren't a Brandt.
I'm not a Brandt, no.
What made you and your husband, Brian, buy from the Brandt apples?
Well, my husband actually grew up in this area. I actually grew up in the Canfield, Boardman area or whatever, but we would come out here on dates. We would take our kids when they were younger.
Yeah.
And then when it went up for sale, we thought, we've got to keep this in the community. So we thought it would be a good business adventure. I'm a physical therapist, he's an engineer.
I know.
So it doesn't make any sense that we would buy an apple orchard, but we did, and we're glad we did because, we have grown this business over the last 8 years. So.
For young and old, there is really something for everybody here. And you have such a limited season, right?
We do. We're only open August through November. So, it's only a couple months. So this is our season. This is it.
And you are jamming. This is awesome. And what, if your first time here, what do you think one of your top products is that you produce, other than the apple itself?
Well, the apple cider donuts, basically. That's our top thing, and then our apple cider slushy. So those would be the 2 things that if you were to come out here, you have to at least get a donut and a slushy. Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, you have a limited season, but this place is really amazing. And I can't thank you enough for the tour.
Thank you.
You have everything. This is like so picturesque. It's like very romantic.
Thank you. Yeah, we love to see the families come out. It's just nice to see smiling faces and kids laughing and kids feeding the fish in our pond and, picking apples, and just nice to see families get together, basically. And that's what I enjoy the most.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
I'm all about local, and my bank is Farmers National Bank. Farmers is the true hometown bank in the Mahoning Valley, standing strong for our local families and businesses since 1887. Farmers is also future-focused with a lab branch, interactive teller machines, and best-in-class mobile mortgage app. We've all learned the value of local relationships, businesses, and communities. Switch to Farmers.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
They fell in love with Benjamin Moore's Van Dusen Blue, but tried to match it using another brand's paint.
It'll grow on us, right?
Yeah.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, if you're anything like me, you are on zucchini overload. I'm telling you, everybody I know that has a garden grows zucchini. My neighbor Jim is so generous. He is always dropping off some great fresh produce. And I can only do so many things. I've stuffed it, I've fried it, I've grated it, I've baked it. Well, now I am making a dessert with it. And I'm really tired of the regular zucchini bread. So my girlfriend Sharon turned me onto this recipe of hers, and it's chocolate zucchini bread. And it has chocolate chips in it. And I mean, this is like half of the zucchini that I've grated. But remember, when you get these really big zucchinis, they're seeded. There's quite a bit of seeds in the middle. So make sure you discard the seeds and scrape those out, because you do not want that in your zucchini bread. So let's get started. For this recipe, you'll need 1 stick, 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour unbleached, 1/3 cup of natural cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, 2 cups of shredded zucchini, gently packed, and 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I have preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and I have greased an 8x4 loaf pan. What I'm going to do now is take the butter, put it in the microwave for 1 minute and melt it. So while the butter's melting, now is a good time to blend all of our dry ingredients. I will put in the cocoa powder, the instant coffee. You do not have to use, that is optional, but it really adds a richness to the bread. And we will add the baking soda, the baking powder, and last but not least, the salt. So we'll just whisk the dry ingredients together. All right, so now the unsalted butter is melted, and now is a good time to add the brown sugar. Now we're just gonna mix this all together and make like a slurry until it's incorporated and there are no lumps. Now we will add the eggs. You want to add the eggs after the sugar because you don't want the eggs to cook. And then the vanilla. So now the slurry continues. So now we'll start incorporating the dry ingredients, just a little bit at a time. We'll start with about 1/3. Pour that in. Maybe it's a little more than 1/3, doesn't matter. Just mix it all together. Oh, what the heck. Okay, added it all in. So now it really thickens up. So now you can see we need the spoon. The whisk doesn't work anymore. Now this is super thick. And we just mix it until all of the flour and the dry ingredients have been mixed together. Now, the nice thing about zucchini in this dish is you don't squeeze the water out. You do want that moisture. So now I'm going to add the 2 cups of zucchini that have been deseeded and 1 cup of chocolate chips. You don't have to add the chocolate chips, but I think it makes a really nice gooey bite when you do cut it in. Well, I did get a little upper body workout there. So now you see it's all incorporated. And what we're gonna do is spoon this into the pan, and then we will just smooth out the top. And we are gonna throw that in the preheated oven for 60 minutes. Maybe 65, just keep an eye on it. So this was 60 minutes at 350, and then stick, the toothpick in. But remember, there are chocolate chips. So if you don't see the crumbs, you know it's done. That could just be a chip.
You mean when it comes out clean?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
And so here we are.
Ken, you really liked this the other night, and this one is still really warm, so it is
Yeah,
gooey.
look at that.
Let it sit for about 10 minutes before you take it out of the pan.
Okay.
That is delicious. What do you think?
Fantastic.
It really is. And look, you can't even
It's
see
so moist.
the zucchini in there. I mean, it just makes it so moist, so good, and then it's such a treat with the chocolate chips. And I'm drinking coffee. I think it works perfectly. Coffee's in here, coffee here, and
that's great.
Go to my website, caseymalonесhow.com, and look for the recipe for my chocolate zucchini bread. You are going to love it.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Well, I am here with Rude the Dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. Change of season, that means updated menu.
Yes, we just came out with our new menu. We got some old favorites and twist on the new things. Our fall drink menu is out, coming soon also. But we got a lot of things going on with the change of the season here.
And what about football on Sundays? All these screens, this is a happening place.
Yes, we are now the home of the Youngstown Browns backers. We're open every Sunday from 12 to 8 with some great drink specials. So if you're a Browns fan, it's the place to be.
And don't forget, I hate to mention it, but the holidays are just around the corner.
Yep, right around the corner, and we have our catering season coming. So we have our banquet hall, holds up to 150, good for family Christmas parties, work Christmas parties. And if you can't come here, we can do the cooking for you and bring it to you.
Remember, always think about the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery for all your occasions.
Hit the road in the all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander from Boardman Mitsubishi. Drive one today starting at $26,995. Plus, get the confidence of an industry-leading 10-year warranty. The summer sales event at Boardman Mitsubishi. Going on now.
Donate now. GavaCamp has a generous family that will match every dollar you donate. Help us build a barrier-free educational camp for our friends with special needs. Visit our website or call for more details. Giving is living.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Is it time to update your color style? R&S Paint will assist you with your choice of over 3,400 Benjamin Moore colors. Vibrant, durable, and easy to apply. Be current, be stylish. Shop R&S Paint.
Well, back in August of last year, Ron and Cecilia became new residents to Mahoning County. And they moved up here to open up Nothing Bundt Cakes. And you have really made a splash in our dessert market. What made you come to the Mahoning Valley?
Well, we love this cake. I mean, we've been big consumers of the product for years.
You don't look like it.
Well, trust me, we have eaten a lot of this cake over the years. And so we lived in Dallas-Fort Worth, and we would always go to the bakery. And whether it was treating ourselves, which we have perfect cakes for treating yourselves, and then we've got cakes for all types of celebrations. And we'd just stop in and get a cake for ourselves, eat it up. We'd take something to a party. We'd be the hit of the party,
loved it,
right?
yeah.
And they loved it. So we really wanted to be in the business. And in order to get into the business and be a bakery owner for Nothing Bundt Cakes, we were going to have to move across the country to do it. We had been
so they have certain markets that they're looking to expand into.
That's correct. It's there's over 425 locations nationally.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of markets available right now where you can expand. This was one of them. We had been up here multiple times on business, loved the area. It's a very family-oriented community.
It is, and we love our desserts. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
How do you spread the word about your cakes?
Yeah, it's interesting. We weren't ever really too concerned about that portion because a couple of things. The cake is amazing.
Speaks
it tastes
for itself.
great, right?
Yes.
And philosophically, the way we like to run our business, we felt like it would fit perfectly with this community because we're very focused on delivering high quality products, and customer service is at the center of everything we do. And so we just felt like that it would fit well. We weren't ever concerned about not fitting in. We just wanted to get the cake out into people's mouths.
Yes. What are the most popular flavors that you're selling here?
Well, the most popular is chocolate chip, red velvet, white chocolate raspberry, and lemon. And then now our seasonal is strawberries and cream, and that's very popular right now.
So when you really looked into the business, I mean, were you impressed? Obviously, you were impressed with the ingredients and presentation and the way they conduct themselves.
Yeah, it was multiple factors. We had already been in the franchise industry for quite a few years, so we had experience running businesses, but there was something that drew us to Nothing Bundt Cakes, and it was really from a value proposition standpoint. When you look at the types of cakes we have, it really fits just about everybody's buying consumption pattern, right? You've got it for birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations. If you want to treat yourself, you can come in and treat yourself at, in our case, $4.50 for a little buntlet. If you're going to somebody's house, you can pick up a box of Bundtinis, which are 12 delicious cakes that are snack size, and you make a great impression.
Darling.
So it's really, it fit so well with consumer behavior and how people consume cake, and also share it with others and bring joy to others. So that is one element of this process for us. The other was the culture of this brand is phenomenal. The leadership is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we know that because we were so hyped about becoming Nothing Bundt Cakes bakery owners that we...
You better be. I mean, you've really invested a lot in this.
We did. And so because we owned another business, we had to divest ourselves of that first. And in that process, we got... Her brother opened a bakery, Nothing Bundt Cakes Bakery in upstate New York.
You're kidding. You guys are like evangelists,
that's
right? Spreading
exactly,
the word.
Exactly.
I mean, what is the shelf life of the product?
So our buntlets last the longest because they're in a self-contained container. And so if you keep them refrigerated, they're good for 5 days. But yes, we bake fresh daily. Everything is handcrafted right here on site. We bake. The frosting is a scratch-made recipe.
Oh my gosh, that frosting is incredible.
It is.
It is delicious. It looks like you two don't eat it, but I did, and it's delicious. Don't worry,
I do. We taste it every day.
Do you do a lot of weddings?
We do.
Like wedding cakes? I mean, when I saw the pictures, that's wild.
There's a couple of reasons why brides love, and the bride and the groom love doing Nothing Bundt Cakes for weddings, and that is the cake it's an elegant frosting that you have on it, right? So it really looks upscale and premium, and the value, it doesn't cost a lot for it in comparison to traditional wedding
and
cakes.
Everybody will eat it.
And everybody eats it.
You have any leftovers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the cake itself. And they usually do a tiered cake, which we have on display over here with the drizzle frosting. But for all the people that are at the reception, you know, having one type of cake or one flavor is, you know, it's hard to satisfy everybody's flavor palates, but our Bundtinis are perfect for that occasion because they're snack-sized cakes. You can get them in multiple flavors, and it looks amazing and tastes amazing. So that's why we do showers, wedding showers, baby showers, weddings,
first
gatherings.
communion. I mean, there are so many things. Graduations. I mean, there's so many things, especially now that we finally have loosened up everything.
Yes.
Now this is the signature petals.
Yes.
And it's always has the same frosting, every Bundt cake.
Correct.
Okay.
We just have different frosting techniques.
Okay.
This is the petals, and then we also have a drizzle.
Yeah, I like the drizzle. It's
Yes,
a little.
it's very elegant.
Yeah, it is. It kind of looks like fireworks.
Yes.
All right, so Ron is horrible at this, but you have mastered this.
I am the queen.
Okay, so let me see
Watch
you
me
do this.
Flop now, right? Oh, wait, I gotta put my glasses on for this.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I understand.
I gotta put some in the middle.
Okay, so some always goes in the middle.
So we're gonna
out in. Oh my, that was quick. Wow. Ooh. Okay, that kind of stunk. Okay, I think we've got one that we're gonna be able to eat, guys. If you guys want, we got a clunker here. We're gonna have to eat it ourselves.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.